Good evening to you. A very warm welcome to you. And as Gumdio says, it's almost like I've got an auto cue here. It's all about having a bit of fun and releasing some stress. Okay, so hope you're all okay. Stephen's just said the live stream is offline. Can you hear me okay? That's not a good start if someone's saying it's offline. I don't know if that's you or me directly. If you can hear me, then say hello. Hello there, Jason. Now, so it's the Tuesday wind down. If you want to read that as wind down, please. Oh, that's good. Thanks, Dion. Oh, no, adverts, right, okay. So if you want to read that as wind down, don't read it as wind down. I'll try and keep wind down to a minimum. If I have got wind, then obviously I'll try and keep that to a minimum as well. But hopefully the microphone filters that out. Hello, Phil. Hello, everyone. Now, a lot of you may have watched the live stream yesterday. We're going to continue in a similar vein here. We've got a mixture of games I'm going to come to, which I'll go through in a moment. But you might not be aware, a few of you spotted it yesterday. We did, after the live stream yesterday, which went on for 2 hours, I did an impromptu, I didn't announce it, an hour of Atari 2600, which was just a test. And many of you actually did find that. And you helped me with the sound and everything there. So that's great. That was successful. So we'll probably do a 2-hour Atari 2600 live stream next week on Monday as well, possibly from 9 to 11. So if you're into that system, have a look at that. This evening I was going to do a 1 hour, after this, a 1 hour live stream for the Commodore 64. Classics Horace, you're on time, hooray! I was going to do a Commodore 64, but that's been plagued with technical problems, so I probably won't. Depending how this live stream goes, because I've got a spare hour now, I might do a bonus Spectrum hour a bit later on where I cover some main ones. Because what I got from the Atari 2600, which went on a little bit later, is people had just got home from work and there was a few people there. Hello, Tom. Hello, everyone. Right, I'll tell you what this one's about, Top Shelf Filth. Right, so we're going to go through a number of games. We're going to start off with Crackout by Gremlin Graphics, which is like a breakout clone with a bit of a difference. A few of you requested to play Street Hassle. I don't know why, but it's rather a comical fighter by Melbourne House in '88. Then we'll be racing away from Miami Cobra GT by Player Software in 1991, a rather underestimated racer. Then a game that a lot of you may have heard of, but not realising it was on the Spectrum as well, called Tapper by US Gold in 85. I'll have a brief go at Pinball Power, and I'll say brief go because I tend to lose the ball quite quickly, from Mastertronic in 1989. Dragon Spirit, a vertical scrolling shooter where you control a dragon, from Domark in 89. Then a homebrew, The Perils of Willy by Alan Turvey, which is a bit like Jet Set Willy. And then we might finish on this Pac-Man, time being well. So there we go. The Wild Bunch, Rob. I'll have to tune that in for some point. Maybe we try and fit that in next week. Hi, Francesco. Hi, Big Z. Hello, everyone. So let's try and load Crackout. There we go. So you might be aware of this game. It's got good music at the start. We're doing all these on keyboard. Yeah, so there we go. The Titanic, well, I won't tell you what happens at the end of the Titanic. I think they get to their destination okay, actually. Right, so the keys on this are just P and L, really. Right, now this game, Crackout, did have a sequel, but I think it was just, that's a good start. I think it was just by the people that, are homebrewers, I think. They just recoded it. Right, so, you know how these sort of games work, don't you? We're just easing ourselves in first of all. We've got this big ball, and we have to destroy this wall in front of us here. What could possibly go wrong? So it's a bit unusual in the fact that you're not playing, you're playing it to one side, aren't you? A bit like Pong would be, I suppose, from back in the day. Crackout was by Gremlin Graphics in 1987. The first breakout clone that I played was Through the Wall. I think we did Crack Up, I think, on a previous stream, which you might have seen. There's a couple of faces buzzing around here, which look like Jack the Nipper, I suppose, from that game, which is one I haven't actually reviewed. Oh, and Tom has said it's Jack the Nipper. Yes, I think it might be. Was that by Gremlin Graphics as well? I don't know. I need to come to that one really. So I do know a poke for this game. Surprise, surprise. So we'll see how far I get first of all. If I don't get very far, then we'll do that. But we've got a few games to come to. And you people that suggested we play Street Hassle, well, I hope you're satisfied. So it's a game which simulates you walking down the street in your pants. fighting old people. Yeah, right, okay, good. Right, so now it's getting a bit difficult already. There's Jack the Nipper there. So destroy all the brickwork and everything will be super fine. Good. So we're on to Tuesday evening, aren't we, really? Tomorrow will be Wednesday, then halfway through the week. As I say, later on, although I can't guarantee it, but there'll probably be a bonus 1 hour Spectrum live stream, so people late home from work or normal home from work can see that as well. I haven't really planned what I'm going to do on that, so I guess we're going to have to default to some of the main games like Spy Hunter, Commando, Worst Things Happen at Sea, all those sort of ones. There we go. So, good. Have we the same Monty? I still haven't played some Monty games. I need to fire those, well, on the live stream at least. I need to possibly fire those up. Boom! So it's a nice gentle game this, isn't it, really? You can try to get the idea, really, what you need to do. The days fly by. They certainly do, Steve. They certainly do. Right. Good. Right. There we go. Let's just attack this. It'd be good to play some Horace games at some point. Oh, thank you, Jason. That's most appreciated. And that sort of thing keeps the channel running and gives me the power, well, and the confidence to do more live streams. So there will be, after I've seen that, there will be an extra hour bonus. Might be 9 to 10 or 10 to 11. So, you know, if you're still awake, and I'm still awake, watch out for that. Let's look at that sticker. What is that sticker, Jason? Is it like a squirrel there? But it looks good. My hero, well, that's me. And that reminds me, I need to look at hero on the ZX Spectrum. Game over. Right, I want to see a bit more of this game. So you might see the sound pause a little bit, and that's just me entering in a poke. Because I want to see at least a few levels before we move on to Street Hassle, which hopefully isn't the main event there. Okay. Let's just double check I've got that right. So this is for infinite lives rather than any immunity or anything like that. Okay. So I've been doing live streaming, I think, for about 6 weeks now. I think I'm slowly getting the hang of it. And I think now it's time. I think it's now to expand and do a few more. Because, you know, when I first started, I thought, is anyone actually going to look at these? And it seems to me that they're proving more popular than the actual stuff I pre-record and put up in the first place. But what happened there? Right, okay. Let's take out this easily peasily. Whoa. There will be a ZX Spectrum homebrew going up on the channel on Wednesday evening, to look out for that, probably about 7 o'clock. There won't be any live streams on Wednesday as of yet, but I am wrestling with the idea of possibly doing one on Thursday, maybe playing one game. It'd be good to test what the internet speed... Thank you, Phil. It'd be good to know what the internet speed would be like on Thursday. And I might have a long play on Stunt Car Racer, because that's quite a good ZX Spectrum game, but that is good on everything. So that might happen on Thursday. So I'm trying to bring you more live stuff, and that'll probably be a bit later in the evening as well. So thank you, Jason. Thank you, Phil, who've both used the super chats there. Thank you very much for that. Good stuff. If you want to help the channel a bit more, I know, Phil, I think you've recently done that, and Dion, you are as well. See your comment there. You are already members. If you are a member of the channel, it starts at a rather reasonable $1.99. You get to see what videos are going live on the channel a week in advance. Hooray! Yep, homebrews. There will be a homebrew there today. We're looking at the Perils of Willy, which I reviewed on the channel by Alan Turvey in 2020. It's the 48K version, but he has since released a 128K version. Right, Steve Broad, your name rings a bell, but it might be another Broad to do with Horace and the Horace games and something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering it a bit wrong. Was that something just beeped then? Was that a Ko-Fi that went up? My screen's not big enough to have a look at that. If it was, then thank you. Batty is a good game. Hello, Rosie. Pleased to meet you, sir. Good stuff. Right, okay. I think it might be Andrew Broad that did those Horace games. I might be wrong. There we go. The brain weakens with age. Right, okay. So, yeah, the Horace Go Skiing game, that's good as well. Have you seen it's a while ago now. Have you seen the PC remake of Horace Go Skiing? That's a game I reviewed on the channel. It's done quite well. This time Horace has got like cyan eyes. It does still look a little bit 8-bitty, but it's done quite well in that regard. Horace Christmas. There we go. Yeah, I love that. Merry Christmas from Horace, where you're running over a train. That's a brilliant game, That's a brilliant game. I'm not quite sure. Whenever I look at a Horace game now, people say it's a minefield for the copyright because someone owns the trademark into Horace. Has that had any effect on you? It's a bit of a rum do if it is. There we go. Right. They wouldn't do that with Manic Miner or Henhouse Harry, would they? In any of those ones? Yeah. Excellent, Steve. Good stuff. Right. Ko-Fi worked. Hooray! Oh, is that you, Julie? I heard the beep. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, if you do, most of you might not know, there's the super chats, which is good. Also, as well, you can do, if you do a Ko-Fi for my Ko-Fi support page, it's where I put like blogs of the videos going out, but only like brief rods. I think you buy me a virtual coffee. It goes up the screen on the stream as well, which is quite flash, and I think your name flies up and all that sort of stuff. Good stuff. What does I don't know what G does in this. Right, so I don't know how many levels this game has sort of like got. There's quite a few Horace games now. I mean, Horace and the Horace in the Woods, is that one of them? There's Horace to the Rescue. They were quite good, those games. I love them. And Horace to the Rescue 2. Horace Minor. I think Steve could probably fill that in more than me. Horace Minor and Horace Minor 2. I like playing those. Good. Yeah, so many Horace games. There's one I haven't played. I don't know who's done that. It's called Cousin Horace, but it doesn't really look like a Horace game, to be fair. Right, so let's aim this. We've got 2 more blocks left to actually get. That's okay, Dion. There's so many games on the ZX Spectrum. It's you've got lots to choose from, really, haven't you? Really. Right. There's a UFO there. Oh, look at that. I don't know how many Horace games there are. Well, there's loads. There's loads and loads. I guess I might be wrong. I'm going to guess 8, but I don't really know. There's 3 normal ones. Originally, I think by William Tang. I think they're all by William Tang. Horace, Hungry Horace, Horace Goes Seeing, Horace and Spies, of course. There was going to be one called Horace to the Rescue, but that never got released. And that came out on a homebrew a bit later on, which is strongly influenced by, we have reviewed those on the channel, strongly influenced by Hunchback, the Hunchback's games there. But I think, might be sacrilege, I think they're a little bit better than that, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, it'd be good to do just a homebrew stream as well with the ones we've done. Quite a few good ones out there. I like the racing games in particular. We did, Just a Gal, I think we started off. Drift was good as well. 4K Race Refueled, that was brilliant. Right, we've got 2 balls here, do your own jokes. Right, just down to 1. Boom, yes, so thank you. So we always start off with a nice gentle game, which is easy to get into, as my back freezes. That's good. Yeah, okay. Horace is my favourite character, but I do like Minor Willy as well. And of course Jet Set Willy, which is the same character. Wally Week's okay, but I don't have the sort of like same fondness for him. And of course Henhouse Harry. But that's their best ones, isn't there? Really, they didn't really have a Sonic or a Super Mario there. Yeah. I heard. Yeah, is that why the Horace to the Rescue didn't happen? Gumdio might have been. Yeah, there's a lot of Wally Week games. You're quite right there. Starting with Automania, of course. Everyone's a Wally. Pajama Armour. Herbert's Dummy Run. I'm not sure if I reviewed that or not. I think I have. What I like about those Wally Week games is the amount of colour clash on those is absolutely incredible. But for some reason they can sort of like get away with it. It seems to be okay. It goes with the sort of like system. Oh, Saberman. I can't forget him. He was in a lot of varied games, wasn't he, Saberman? Didn't feature in Attic Attack though, did he? He wasn't one of the selectable ones. I don't know why that went on to the next screen then. I didn't think I actually completed it. It's done that a few times now. But is it something to do with the cheats? Yeah. I mean, Hungry Horace was quite a bit of a flawed game. But it's just that character. That character. I think it had influences from other games as well, didn't it? Especially Horace and the Spiders. The last level was like Panic, I suppose. Skiing was a good one. As well. Good stuff. It's all nostalgia's a big part of it as well, isn't it? Really, you can't argue with that. There's a lot of games sometimes that you don't particularly like there, but other people do because they had those games back in the day, and there's memories that's like attached to that. The Dynamite Dan games, Dion, they were pretty good. That's something we can maybe cover in a live stream as well at some sort of stage. There's quite a few platforms, isn't there? Chubby Gristle, Technician Ted. Yeah, lots of the Dan Dare games, of course, if you want to lump those in as well. Good, right. So, we'll do a few more levels, then we'll zip on to Street Hassle, so we can see what it's like to fight in the street in your pants against old folk. I don't know what's going there. Costa Capers, yeah. Right, we'll just do this one. I don't know why it's jumping levels here. It's a bit crazy. But anyway, we'll just do this, then we'll zip on. So obviously it doesn't want you to use the poke, perhaps. Right. I think the games I played the most back in the day was like Manic Miner, which shows in my gameplay, I think. Attic Attack, which doesn't always show in my gameplay. We had Worst Things Happen at Sea. I played that quite a lot. When Night Law we had, although that was a bit hard to try to predict your jumping and all those sort of things. Turmoil had that one as well, and also Spy Hunter. I think I played those ones the most essentially there. But I didn't realise back in the day as a kid there was so many games. You don't, do you? I think Plunder is another one which we could come to on the live stream. I think I've been told there's over about 28,000 games are still going. I mean, Roller Coaster Jason is another one I haven't got round to playing as of yet. Yeah, crazily. I mean, I've almost reviewed 700 games on the channel, and it's amazing that I'm just scratching the surface. I do remember Beachhead. Have reviewed that one, and Beachhead 2. That's like a selection of lots of mini games, wasn't it? Really, that was quite good. And Commando was another game I had quite a lot back in the day. That had a lot of airtime. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Crackout. Did you have this one back in the day? I didn't, but the best I could do was Batty and Through the Wall. Batty was probably my favourite one of them all when it comes to these. Also come out on a cover tape, I think, from Your Sinclair at some stage. So that's something we could possibly look at. Haven't looked at any Dizzy games as of yet. There's Egghead as well, isn't there too? But of the run and guns, Commando was definitely my favourite. There's quite a few, I say, pretenders to the throne, but it just had the playability, and I have played it also on the Commodore 64, which wasn't too bad, and the Commodore Amiga as well. But my favourite is still the ZX Spectrum one. But there you go. It's the ones that you grow up with, isn't it? It's got the fondness of, and you can't really escape that. Did you ever complete Crackout, Tom? Did you ever complete that one? As I say, I'm playing it with a poke on, of course. Oh, Wonder Boy, that was good as well, yeah. Did Wonder Boy just have one game, or did it have a few games? I think there might have been a couple, mightn't there, really? Whoa, look at that. Let's keep this ball in play. Good stuff, good stuff. So, just trying to think what's coming up on the channel. We've got a homebrew coming up on Wednesday. On Thursday, I think it might be either SNES or a Nintendo 64 game. I'm just experimenting with those at the moment. So I know most people that watch this may or may not be into those games, but it's all about experimentation, really, if you want to grow a channel. And that's why I'm going to increase the live stream. So I think that was Crackout. I think we've had enough of that one, really, but quite good. Bomb Jack Dion, that's a good shout. It's Bomb Jack 1 and 2. Green Beret I like, but it's really, really hard, really. Oracle Cave, I don't know that one, Julie. Is that a text one, or is that an exploration one? Interesting. Football Manager, that takes a long time to do, doesn't it? It's the sort of thing, if I was on a live stream with that, it could go on for absolute days. Right, Street Hassle. Who requested this one? Anyway, it is funny, but I'm not sure how long we can last with it. I might have to put a cheat on at some sort of point. Okay, right, Street Hassle. If you haven't seen the review I did on it a little while back, well, you're in for something here. As fighters go, exploration and text. As explorations go, as fighters go, I should say, you can't move up and down the screen on this one. Right, so I'm this guy in his pants, right? He can jump up like that, and he can fight like this, right? And he keeps being attacked by Andy Warhol and that woman with an umbrella. And I don't know why, but you'll see them a lot of times in this game, coming over and over again, like they're in a clothing factory, and we'll be shooting stuff. Yeah, right. It is a lads' weekend in Blackwood. I can duck like this for some reason, and I can do this move, which I never understood what that was. I think it's probably handy to get the dogs which turn up. Now, this game also came out on the Commodore Amiga, which I penciled into review at some stage. I must be glutton for punishment. I don't know if the Amiga version is public domain or actually for real. The guy's already died, right? Right, this is your builder, is it? Oh, dearie me. He doesn't walk around in his pants, does he? Diddly diddly dee. I so know I'm going to have to put a poke on at some point, so just see a bit of distance, because the best bit in this game is actually seeing the gorilla. It makes no sense, this game. Why is the guy walking down in his pants? I presume he must be a wrestler, right? So we'll forgive him for that. Maybe he's not in his pants. And also, really, why is there a gorilla? Why is there a dog? And why does Andy Warhol keep turning up? It's definitely Andy Warhol, isn't it? Yeah, okay, right. It was a good time to answer the door. This is a game which you don't know how it's become a game. It's called Street Hassle, as we're attacked by a dog. Street Hassle was by Melbourne House in 1988. So, you know, the Spectrum probably had of its first run, I suppose, but about 2 or 3 years to run before it was really struggling against the arcade stuff. Oh, come on, I've got to kill this dog somehow. But it's an evil dog. Right. Have you ever had hassle like this in the street? Let me know if you have. So it's been locked down, this person's just come out, and everyone else has just come out, and they've all gone a bit crazy. Diddly diddly dee. Occasionally you'll see nonsensical stuff scroll down the bottom of the screen. If you can see that. I don't know if you can do. But, you know. This woman could be Mary Poppins. It could be someone else. Diddly diddly dee. Right, it's my last life. If I die quite quickly, then we'll put a cheat on it. Because it's the gameplay, pretty much, you've seen it all. But at the end of each level, you get given some new moves, but at the expense of some old moves. I am just button mashing here, and it shows. Oh, come on, Warhol. You and your pop art can do one. Right, there we go. Whenever you're in a quiz, if you're ever in a quiz, and the question is something to do with pop art, always say Andy Warhol, because quite often that is the correct answer. Right, good punch sound effects. Yeah, they are, Jason. They are pretty good punch sound effects. The best sound effects, I think, were in the A-Team. There, where they put them on afterwards. Right, going into the 18. Right, let's put a poke on it because it's too painful to do this game without a poke. All right, so you might see the game pause for a moment while I put this poke in. It might work, it might not. War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Unless it's Star Wars, the original trilogy, then it's quite good. The other ones, not so much. I like Revenge of the Sith. I've gone off on a tangent again. I like Revenge of the Sith and I like Rogue One. The other ones will. I like The Force Awakens. Right, the poke might be on or not. I might put it in the wrong place. Diddly diddly dee. Right, off he goes again. Street parties, yes. It's the Queen's, I don't know, Golden Jubilee. Everyone's gone bonkers. Right, now if you see my energy, it's the green bar go down, then the poke hasn't worked. But other than that, I'm just going to storm through this street like nobody's business. Right. I've gone loud. Have I? Have I gone loud? Let me know. Sometimes one person reports something going loud, and then it's exactly the same elsewhere. Yeah. Right. Diddly dee. Do I sound really loud? I don't know. Maybe I got too near the microphone on that split second. Diddly diddly dee. Off we go. Right, let's take that fella out here. Okay, there. So it was okay. So that sometimes happens. YouTube being YouTube, sometimes it goes weird for one person, not everyone else. And I fiddle about trying to sort stuff out, and then I muck it up there. So there you go. There we go. It's normal now. Okay. I did. I must admit, I did lean forward to glance at something I had on my lap there. So it might have been that. But anyway, Street Hassle. Diddly diddly dee. Well, my energy's not going down. I'm hopefully going to get to the bit where there is a gorilla. Did any of you lot have this back in the day? I'm expecting you all to say no. If you did, well, yeah. Well done, Rosie. Well done. Diddly dee. I mean, when you're live streaming, technical problems could happen because there's so much stuff that can go wrong. Microphone could go wrong. A driver could go wrong. I think my joystick went wrong at some point. Right, diddly dee, stage 2. But this time we're doing it all on keys just to be on the safe side. If I ever get to the point, which I will do at some stage, if I get to the point where I'm doing Amiga live streams, then I'll have to get that looked at. But there will be Amiga live streams at some point. It's just trying to build up the... What's that? It's just trying to build up the following on this and making sure it works. Streets of Rubbish is pretty good explanation on that. So... Already, we're 20 minutes in already. Already, thank you for the people that have done the super chats. Thank you to Julie with that Ko-Fi. Then thank you to members as well. I will say thank you quite a lot there because I am grateful here, and I'm always a little bit touched that you do those sort of things. So thank you. It is helping the channel grow, and I think I've got the there's the gorilla. I think I've got the powers to make it grow. It's just it's just getting the... Like in Formula 1, if you're a driver, it helps to be in a good car, and the more things there, then yes. I don't think I explained that very well, but you know what I mean. I had a Kempston Competition Pro. It was a good one. I had a quick shot for a while, but I never really got on with the quick shot joystick. They was good for flight simulations, weren't they? But as a kid, I didn't really play much flight simulations. To a fact that I can't even think of a flight simulation. I certainly haven't seen any. I haven't reviewed any flight simulations either. I don't think so. Any flight ones. There's quite a few on the Amiga, isn't there? I suppose the closest I got, which wasn't really a flight simulation, was GB Air Rally, which I reviewed on the Spectrum and the Commodore Amiga as well. I knew you'd like this one, Francesco. That's good. Yeah. It does look more fun than Double Dragon, yeah. Right, okay. Thanks, Julie. I think YouTube has just held that for review. I don't know why. It's for some reason its thought underwear was a problem. I don't know why. I don't know how it chooses this. It does help sometimes though, because you might not have noticed yesterday in the live stream that someone come into the comments and started causing a bit of trouble, but all of their comments got shielded and then they left. It was most strange, right? But I could see what they were. Oh, it's this woman again. Have we seen her before? I'm trying to do some extra moves here, but I don't think there's any available at this stage. I mean, the amount, I've said it before, but the amount of joysticks I lost, see you later, Gorilla. The amount of joysticks I lost to Daily Thomas Decathlon and all those sort of ones, yeah. See, Rosie can say underwear, and it's not. I never understand YouTube, the algorithm, what they think's bad, what they think's not bad. You just have to guess it sometimes, yeah. Retro Ran, I think the Amiga version of Street Hassle, I think it might be worse than this, believe it or not, from the screenshots I've seen. It probably just runs on a normal, Amiga. But I have seen some screenshots and it looks jolly not very good. Yeah, so it might be hard getting a full 10-minute review out of that one. I always aim to try and do a 10-minute review, but quite often I get carried away and it lasts a bit longer, to the point that sometimes one might be pushing half an hour. Yeah, anyway, Nick, you should do editing well, you know. I think as well my style of doing the reviews before we did live streaming, it was a bit much in a live streaming sort of style, so that was probably good practice then. So I had 7 years practice, and then this is the end result. Hooray! Right, okay, right. Dance moves, there's a dog there. There are a few crazy moves in this one. We won't be completing the game in its entirety. After this one, we're going to come to a racing game called Miami Cobra GT, which you may have not heard. It moves a little bit like Chase HQ, I think. Right. I don't think Street Hassle come out on the Mega Drive. I don't think it did. I think it escaped that. And I don't think it's come out on... I don't think it's one of the release titles for the PlayStation 5. I don't think so. Right, okay. Who's that fella that keeps coming on? Man. Can you imagine as a kid getting this for Christmas or your birthday and nothing else? And then Christmas was over, you went upstairs to bed and you had this playing. Well. But we're a long way from Christmas, aren't we really? Okay. I haven't heard of that one, Gerard. Spec called Arco. Okay, brilliant. Well, Phil, how much does it cost to stop playing the game? Well, we're gonna stop playing it in a moment. But let me just say, £8 million. Is that pushing it a bit much? £8 million. Okay, right. Okay. Diddly. Right. Okay, Phil. Let's get out of here. We've been playing this enough, really. We've seen the gorilla, haven't we? Really. So let's go on to Miami Cobra. I think there's an option there to redefine the keys, I think, so that might be helpful. Player Software 1991. So for £2, I think I sold myself too cheaply here. For £2, I've stopped playing Street Hustle. There we go, you've won. Right, okay, so open, let's find it, Miami Cobra. Did any of you know Miami Cobra? It was a toss-up whether I played this or Chevy Chase, which is also another good racer. Both of them move pretty well. Right, a good title screen there. Oh, please load. Ah, there we go. I practice these a bit in the day. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. If they don't, we'll go on to the... Oh, there we go, it's loaded. Hooray! Code graphics and music by Nigel Spate. Redefine the keys, that's what we'll do. Accelerate A, decelerate, no, Q and A. Left and right is O and P. Oh, looks like we got gears on this one, so let's have M for gears. And the turbo, a bit like I suppose Turbo Outrun. Yeah, okay. Miami, and then we need to S is start the game. Right, away we go. Well, we've got to wait for the start thing. We've got gears down the right hand side, at the moment in low, so I need to zip that up to high once things get going. And the car's working, so the speed is in the top right, as you can see there. Time ticking down in the middle, currently in the 90s. And now we need to get up to a higher gear, and there we go. Right, so left and right, slow down, speed up. So it's moving quite well, isn't it? This one, yeah. Right, whoa. Let's get round here. I do tend to mix up the games that we see. I have a look through. That's the advantage, I suppose, of having reviewed so many. I look through the Spectrum Games reviewed list, and then I just pluck some out of there, then make sure they still work, because sometimes they don't. Oh, look at that! I mean, I've done a bit of a boo-boo here. Come on, car! I'm stuck on the outside of the road. Pressing I instead of O doesn't help. Right. Up the gears. So I lost quite a bit of time there. Now this game, when you go through the different sections, because it's continuous through checkpoints, when you go through the different sections, it will change colour, and as a kid that was sort of like the main interest, I suppose, knowing what colour would the game go next. So as I say, you might not have heard of this one. You might not have heard of it at all, and my road holding is absolutely atrocious at the moment. Maybe there's no way of getting upgrades at all. Miami Cobra 1991, so it was quite late in the ZX Spectrum's run. Is Chase HQ-ish? You're quite right. There we go. So it's changed colour quite well. And yeah, oh, come on car, get back onto the circuit. I seem to have got stuck there. So those buildings, if that's what they are, you have to learn the turning quite easily, or you will be going off the track. I don't know if it was a budget game, and you're quite rightly, Outrun was a bit slow compared to this. It is moving pretty fast. Right, it says track 1. As soon as we've done that, we'll be on track 2. I'm sure you could have worked that one out. So I like to include a bit of a racer in the proceedings if I can do. And this time it's Miami Cobra. The car is 2 stories high. It is. It's a massive car. You can probably get a whole nation of Andorra in this car. Oh man, I need to sort out these bends. That's where I'm losing all the time. So there is a map up the top left. Is it filling it in as we go round? Could possibly be doing that. Miami Vice Retro Rant. That's a game I haven't looked at as of yet. I think it's on the list to have a look at. But I do get worried about those TV tie-in games, because a lot of them are actually awful. Who does Miami Vice, if you know? It's not Tynesoft, is it? If it is, then well, yes. Okay, right, Nick, remember you need to brake on the corners before you get round. I think this game, although I'm doing it on keys, I think it might be better on joystick to give yourself a bit more of control of the thing. But unlike Chase HQ, there's no baddies to get here. You just race around. Oh look, we've got through 2 stages already. Stage 2 completed. Right, off we go. Always just one player, these games. Commodore 64 did have a few 2-player games, didn't it? Split screen. It's a shame I couldn't get that Commodore 64 stream to work, but as I say, later on today, I will possibly jump in and do a 1-hour bonus stream looking at some of the main games. $2.99 was it, Pixie? That's excellent. Oh, Tom, well done. $2.99. I see you there. Good stuff. Hi, Costado. Hello there. Glad that you can join us today. It's me, basically driving in a straight line and well, drifting off on every corner. Miami Cobra GT. Is there a car called a Miami Cobra? I don't know. I don't know where they got the name from. Perhaps they wanted it to sound like Miami Vice. So, as per usual, let's put a poke in, eh? Should we put a poke in? You might have seen the screen froze. Whenever you see the screen froze, it's because something's gone hideously wrong, or Nick's typing in a poke. But if something's gone hideously wrong, you can't hear me either normally. Right, so the poke for this one is 424170, I think, and I think there's another one also. So it's got 2 pokes for this one. That's going to test me. When I was a kid playing Spectrum games, I didn't really know too much about pokes. I certainly didn't know how to input the poke, so I didn't see a lot of these games. Were you an expert at putting the pokes in, or was you a bit like me? Right, there we go. We're off and running again. You mentioned hard driving there, Dion. It was bad on all systems. I loved that on most systems I played. I loved it in the arcades. I really, really did. And it wasn't until much later, maybe in the last year or so, I found it on the Sega Mega Drive, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant on that. I wish I'd just come across it a bit earlier. Apparently, it's pretty good on the PlayStation 2 as well, but I never knew of that one. Right, so let's do some bit more Cobra-ing. I am trying to... A Shelby Cobra, thanks Costado. I'm trying to read your comments at the same time playing this, but sometimes my eyes have to dart across. So some games, like then, some games it's a bit trickier, or easier I should say, than others. Right, okay. Magenta Road from Magenta Gym. I agree with that. Magenta Gym's a good game, isn't it? I keep meaning to play the 128k version on that. I think it's best to do, I've learnt this now, it's best to do the corners in a low gear, that's it. Right, so, he's learning, so whenever you get a corner, yeah, that's it. So, the best way of holding on to the corners of this game is whenever you do a corner, drop it into a low gear. Alright, there's a boost, I haven't been using the boosts, but we're boosting again. Spacebar, there we go, so a bit of extra boost there. Why didn't I use that before I was doing the cheating? Well, you know. Right, go low, high. You take the low road, I'll take the other road. There's a few Doctor Who games I've been meaning to look at on the live stream, but I don't think they'd make a good live stream. There's Dr. Watt and there was Dalek Attack as well. Oops. Get going, car. Get the speed up. He's stuck on the corner. Let's do a bit of boosting. My boosts are in the left, which you've probably spotted already. I've got 2 of them left. The mighty boosts. We're on a road and it's made of snow. Yeah, Stunt Car Racer. We might, I might do an hour, 2-hour stream of Stunt Car Racer on the Spectrum on Thursday, just to test what the internet speed is like on Thursday. Because I think by the end of the week it gets a bit more tough to get hold of. Get into high gear, Nick. Right, good. Good stuff. Now, I'd really love to review Commodore Amiga, but my internet needs to be a bit better. But as I say, I'm gradually building week by week. Hopefully the Atari 2600 additional streams will help, and the additional ZX Spectrum streams, which we'll try and drop in on a Tuesday, which is today's Tuesday, so I don't know if that's been 9 to 10 or 10 to 11. But let's just have some fun. Hopefully you're feeling your stress ease. You might not have had any stress today. If that's the case, then excellent. You're already winning. Right, he piles through. I don't know how many stages this Miami Cobra's got. I'm sure I completed it when I reviewed it. That's the sort of thing I do. But what colour do you think the road's going to go next? Magenta? I think it might go cyan. No, actually, I've changed my mind. I think it's going to go yellow next. Mellow yellow. The scenery's staying the same each time, isn't it? Buildings each time. Good. As I say, I've still got hundreds and hundreds of games still left to review. Someone once said to me more than once, are you worried that you're ever going to run out of games to review? And the answer to that is, well, not really. It's impossible. I'm still discovering new games. And it's amazing as well, quite often in the comment section, someone suggests I play a game that they played a lot, and I'd never heard of it. It's absolutely amazing. With the homebrew market as well, they are truly great times. Try and pretend I haven't got a poke on it. No, I haven't put a poke on it. Yeah. Well, I've got better road holding now. Let's boost it. I've got better road holding. It goes cyan. Who said cyan? I think that was me that said cyan, wasn't it? Whoa. See, I was glancing at the comment section then, trying to keep up with you. That's quite true, Christ Chin. Good stuff. It was impressive graphics for the day. It was impressive graphics. But it was 1991, so the Spectrum was starting to fall out of disfavour against the 16-bit systems, wasn't it? Commodore Amiga, Atari ST, I suppose. Sega Mega Drive was there, kicking around. Yeah, there we go. Then later, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, and all that sort of stuff. And people sort of like ditched the ZX Spectrum, but we're now back on it with great style-y. Well, as much style-y as I can do. Hello there. Thank you, the Grand Duke. We're streaming again. As I say, there might be a bonus stream a bit later on as well. But it's all to do, the amount I do is all to do with the popularity of it, really. And, right, so I've completed the stage. Excellent. I don't know if the next stage lasts as long. Savage was a good game. It had great graphics and great sound. It was a little bit busy, but it looked pretty excellent. I'll tell you a modern day homebrew. I'm sure you've heard of it already, Spectrum user. That sort of like used that as a base, I think, was Valley of Rains. I think by Saucier Entertainments. They did quite a few good games then. I think they did. What did they do? My mind's gone now. I don't think they did Redshift. They did Drift. They did that one. I think they did Just a Gal as well. I think we have covered them. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah, so the 80s is where the Spectrum was, really. And I have to say, I do like the basic games the best, like the early 80s there. People now, well, I say people in their 20s might struggle to know why I like those. Games like Penetrator, Cavern Fighter, haven't aged particularly well, but I still love them a great deal. Yeah, it's the era that you grew up with, really, isn't it, really, that dictates that. And that's the era when you're sort of like 10 or around maybe a bit less. The games you're playing then, that forever will be retro for you, whether that be Commodore 64, Amstrad CPC, Atari 2600, Amiga, PlayStation, or whatever. Now, I'd imagine at some point people are going to think the PS5 is retro. I suppose at that point it'll seem that playing on a screen will seem absolutely ancient, because then everything will be VR. Everything will be VR, and playing games on a screen will be super retro. There we go, right. It's all gone white. It'll be all white on the night. Maybe. Whoops. Get into low gear, Nick. Get all your low gear on. It's a shame that the Outrun games weren't better there, because you look at games like this and you think, yeah, if it'd been done with an engine like this, it'd be a quality game, really. And also, oh, that's going to get me on my high horse now, because whenever I think of games missed opportunity, Outrun on the Commodore Amiga was absolutely hopeless. And then you look at it, you look at Lotus: A Street Turbo Challenge, and if you think if Gremlin Graphics, who did the Lotus games, had done Outrun, that would have been an absolutely glorious game. Absolutely glorious. Thanks, Francesco. There are a lot of racing games. There's quite a few bad ones, but there are the good ones here and there. I do like the biking games. Enduro, in particular, Super Hang-On is a pretty good one. Chevy Chase, it's almost got into this stream, so perhaps we'll do that next week. Is super cool as well. There's a great game called the top-down game, or side view game, I should say, called Super Off-Road, which is good in all systems. The only problem with the Spectrum game is some people don't have the problem with it, but I find it hard seeing which car's mine, because they all tend to be yellow. And you're right, Gumdio, US Gold, especially on the Amiga, they did some really ropey conversions, on the Spectrum, they didn't fare quite as bad, so whether the Amiga was about out of their comfort zone. And there's a few games as well which were straight ports from the Atari ST, rather than building it from the ground up. And that's not to say the Atari ST was a bad computer, but what works on one system doesn't necessarily work on another, just as a clear conversion. But there we go. There we go. So this is a quite good level then. So you've got yellow horizon and green road. Whoa. Okay, so let's go around here. I think Street Fighter 2 might have come out on the Spectrum as well, one of the Street Fighters. I think it's best those on the Super Nintendo, isn't it? Really, Mega Drive as well. You needed a multiple of buttons. But yeah, I don't know if any of you are into the Grand Prix. We mentioned that a little bit earlier, the Formula 1 yesterday. There's another Austrian race. Hopefully McLaren do well. They are my favoured team. Another McLaren on the podium. It'll be super and utterly super cool. Right, okay. So the game we're going to be playing after this one is another classic from the arcades. It's called Tapper, where you control a barman who must serve all the patrons with beer over 4 different bar tops. Evening, Elf Boy, I hope you are well, sir. Just doing a bit of racing on my hammy Cobra GT. A bit in a bit, we'll come up to Tapper from the arcades. This one was, we talked about US Gold. This was by US Gold in 1985, and it's not a bad conversion either. I loved it on the Atari 2600 as well. It's got good conversion on the Commodore 64. Can't quite remember it on the Commodore Amiga. They did World Cup Carnival as well. Cool, that was an awful game, isn't it, really? A few weeks ago on a Tuesday, we reviewed Stinker Games, which is something possibly I could do another one of, perhaps. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So we'll do another stage of this. Then we'll move on. We'll move on to Tapper, because that is a pretty cool game. I try and vary it as much as I can, but a bit spoilt for choice. When you look at the list of stuff I've done, I think this might have frozen actually. When I look at the amount of stuff I've done, oh, it's gone to the next one. You just think, right, what can I cover next? Sometimes I plan stuff and the game doesn't quite work quite as well, and I think after I bought that, what else can I do? It's all gone yellow again, as Coldplay said. And it was all yellow. Oops, he's gone straight into an accident. But the car doesn't spin on this one. The car doesn't spin. It keeps the road hole in. The cars don't weave too much on this. Another game which I could have come to, which just missed the live stream, was a game I played mainly on the Commodore Amiga, but it did quite well on the Spectrum considering, was Test Drive 2. We choose either a Ferrari F40 or I think a Porsche 959, and you must race your other opponent with oncoming traffic as well. Right. Stinkathon. That's what I should call it actually, Stinkathon. That Lotus Turbo Esprit game is quite good, quite often confused with Lotus Turbo Esprit, of course, but that was just Turbo Esprit. A lot of people say that was an early Grand Theft Auto sort of like game or inspiration, and I can see that. It's a wonderful game, possibly one for a live stream later on. Right, okay. So we'll just go through the checkpoint. As soon as it changes colours, we'll get out of here and then just go. Tom, you've blown up a couple of Spectrums, have you? Well, there we go. Right, so we'll park the car here. It's a good place to park it. We'll probably get a lot of parking tickets and we'll walk our way home. So, yeah, we'll be looking at Tapper now then by US Gold in 1985. I temporarily can't remember who made it in the arcades. You're quite right, Saniku. It is a very tricky game, but at least you can redefine your keys on this one. I don't have a poke for it, so we're just down to my own skills. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing I can think of. Right, so there could be a lot of beer spilt here. There could be a lot of broken glass on the floor. And if glass gets broken, it ends the game. Good tune. Right, I've got to work out what the keys are. I think it's redefinable keys, I think. So start, we don't need the instructions. Skill level, auto controls, that's what we want. C. Right, D to define keys. We'll define them. Right, so we know what I'm going to do. O, P, R, Q, A, spacebar, right? Are they the keys you would have chosen? I think so. Right. Costado says, no, spilled beer. Well, there we go. I might spill some, or I might not spill any at all. So let's just see if I would make a great barman. I'm sure I would. I've never been a barman. It looks trickier than it seems, I suppose, but we're soon going to find out. Right, I can get this bit right. Do I get points for that? Right. Press any key, Nick. That's me, I suppose. Right, here we go. So, you want a beer, you want a beer, you want a beer, and you want a beer. As soon as you've sorted them all out, there's another one. As soon as you've sorted them all out, then it's on to the next level, right? So just keep them with beers. And for some reason, there's 4 different bars. Why they can't all have the same bar or employ some more staff? Now, these glasses, you have to go and collect. Collect the glasses, there we go, right? Or else they smash. Right. Oh, man, I remember level 1 was easier than this. They sort of, like, disappeared straight away. Oh, let's collect that glass. Now on this version it seems that you can just teleport to the other end of the bar, which is useful. I didn't know you could do that. Oh no, who let these 3 in the pub? All 3 drinking at the same time, which isn't clever. There's going to be some broken glass here. I can't sort this out. Oh, I did sort it out. I'm doing okay on this game. I'm doing okay. The sound is a little bit annoying, so I don't know how loud that is seeming to you, but it is annoying sound, this game, I must admit. It's like a wasp stuck somewhere. Right, okay, how far? Those two people are drinking beer. Oh, did a glass break? Where did that happen? I think I broke a glass there, so I didn't even get off level 1. Right, okay. So let me know if the music gets annoying for you, because then we'll leave it and jump into we're jumping to Pinball Power, I think. There we go, right. A pity there isn't an option to turn the music off. If you know an option to turn the music off, then of course let me know. Now, there's other bars in this. There's a sports bar and a space bar. There's a space bar on my keyboard, but that's a set joke. And then it's about getting them. But if I can get off stage 1, that'd be quite good. Oh, man. Right. Get out the... Right, so... What's happened there? I think I served too much beer, didn't I? Sounds like he's using the lawnmower all the time. It's not music, is it, Brian? It's terrible music. It's like, what is this music? I mean, if I was captured by some important outfit, if I worked for MI5, or if James Bond, they played this music at James Bond and said, look, James, we won't turn this music off until you told us all the secrets. He'd tell them absolutely everything. Oh, a little dance there, right, so I've done that one. 2 beers for you, 2 beers for you, 2 beers for you, and 2 beers for you. Right, okay. You lose a life, well, you know. I think if someone served me 2 beers instead of 1 and charged me the same amount, I'd be quite happy with that. I definitely wouldn't complain, and I definitely wouldn't lose my job. Right, take that. So just these guys up here, I'll collect that, thanks. And I'll collect that as well. Oh no! That beer's... Oh, man. Dib-a-dib-dib-dib. I think I had a fish tank filter. Yeah, I know what you mean, Julie. It is a bit fish tank. There. The music is torture. It is torture. Shall we get out of Tapper then? If it's causing problems with your eardrums, the Commodore 64. I don't think the music was quite as bad on that one. And it's using the blitter trip or whatever it's called. Yeah. Okay. What we'll do then? We'll get out of this if it's causing problems. It's a good game. It's a good game, but the sound is pretty bad. Right, so at least we come to Tapper, didn't we, really? Okay, so we might have to put in an extra game then at the end. Now we're going to come to a game where I tend to have quite quick goes in it because I'm not very good. It's a pinball game. I'm a bit of a pinball fan. There's a few pinball games available on the ZX Spectrum. This one is called 3D Pinball by Master Toy in 1989, although it's often called Pinball Power. There's only just 3 buttons on it and you can't nudge the table, so if the ball goes down the middle, you're pretty much stuffed. I think I've played all the pinball tables now on the ZX Spectrum. Oh, thank you, Costado. Thank you very much there. It's good to see something that comes up in euros. It shows I've got global appeal. Excellent. Well, European appeal, I suppose. There we go. Right. Let's play. Yeah, Costado, really appreciated. Thank you for that. That makes a big change. The Commodore 64 sound chip was a SID chip. Thanks, Rusky. The Commodore 64 beat the Spectrum for sound. I have to admit that. 128K, the AY chip, it sort of like redressed the balance to a small degree. Well, a large degree, really. But, you know, it's amazing how forward things have come. Now, where have I put this pinball game? Pinball Power, it's called. Like when He-Man lifted his sword up in front of Castle Grayskull and said, I have the power. Thanks, Dion. Thank you. Although you couldn't do the whole stream, I am appreciative of anyone that drops in. It does add to the view. So thank you, Dion. As I say, I don't know if you're about. We might do a later one as well. Right, Pinball Power. Now, this game is quite unfair because as far as I'm aware, you can't nudge the table. Thanks, Gumdio. 40 viewers is good. So people that have just tuned in, you might be watching this because you've got home from work. So far we looked at Crackout, Street Hassle, Miami Cobra GT, had a brief look at Tapper, but the sound was getting on people's nerves in the eardrum department, so we zipped out. So we're going to have a look at Pinball Power. There'll be a later stream later on, I'll be looking at some classics as well there. But anyway, I'm not sure how long I can last on this because as I say, the luck is quite random. quite often on pinball games it requires a little bit of skill, but I thought it'd be interesting to see how the Spectrum manages the the physics on this. Janetron, this was by Mastertronic in 1989. Okay, but the ball sometimes goes quick, it sometimes goes slow. It's a bit hard to predict here. It's not realistic physics at all, but the Spectrum is doing what it can. As I say, sometimes you're not in control of it at all, but I'll try and hold it on the flippers whenever necessary. There we go, so that was a bit unfair. But it sure looks nice. You only get one table, as you did with all the ZX Spectrum ones. There was Advanced Pinball Simulator, which was like a wide-bodied table. Haven't reviewed a pinball table for quite some time. There is a pinball playlist. Quite a lot of those are on the PlayStation 3 and 4. But there is some Spectrum ones in there as well, Commodore 64 and all those. Right, so you see up there is bonus trap, so I want to get the ball up there really, but it is rather hard to aim it. You can see there's a spinner. We'll try to get it round the spinner. Where it says to bonus trip, it points to a spinner there, and at the top there's 3 things to light up for I think a bonus as well. Okay. Other games we could, just missed it. Other games we could potentially look at where it looks at ball physics are Marble Madness, which is pretty good, and to a lesser degree Gyroscope and Spin Dizzy. They're good ones as well. We haven't looked at a live stream so far, so I might queue some of those up for next week. Yeah, Time Scanner is a brilliant one, Costado. Yeah, that's got multiple tables, hasn't it? I forgot about that one. You can go to different areas. Oh, almost through. Yeah. Has that drained? What's happened there? I think I might just lost the ball there. Oh, it says extra ball. Well, there we go. It's always good to have an extra ball. Yeah, I keep setting myself up for rude jokes. Right, this ball is supposed to... Oh, I can't get it up there. I think if I do get the ball up that bit... Go, go, go! Well, it got round the spinner, but not enough to go round the whole table. So, we're trying to light up the... you see in the middle there's a load of numbers. Ideally, I'm trying to light up all of them. I've got to 6. I need to get that round to 20, it seems. Oh, man. But you can't nudge the table. Thanks, Julie. There is quite a lot of pinball games in that playlist. If you want to watch them all back to back, it will be quite some time to do. There's quite a lot of real-life recreation tables there as well, and quite a lot of them I haven't seen back in the day. Things like, oh, look at that, Attack from Mars, the Addams Family table. There's loads in there. Theatre of Magic. So you might be into your pinball, you might not do, but I haven't played any for quite some time. I think there might be some iOS ones there as well from GamePro. And also as well, if you're talking about Commodore Amiga stuff, there's Pinball Dreams as well, Pinball Fantasies. They were good ones on the Amiga. And also on the Amiga, Thomas the Tank Engine. Hurrah! Hooray! That's one for younger people, really. Yeah. I think Emperor Palpatine is maybe using these magic forces here. I managed to stop the ball there so I can read that comment. I need to go to now. Thanks for the stream, Nick. Might catch you later if you're on time. Thank you, Phil. Much appreciated. Because of those 2 ones of £5 that come through, I will be on later tonight. It might be 10 to 11. I might try and fit that in. So there you go. If anyone's about, I might be there. Thank you, Phil. Really, really appreciated. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good. Yeah, well, we're not doing too badly here. Right, well, maybe not quite in the game. It's a yellow ball, and that's about it, really. There's a football one I reviewed as well, a football game. That was just a little bit tricky. It's a little bit ropey, actually, as well. I can't remember what that one's called. It's in the playlist. I did look at it today when I was going through quickly, so maybe I'll have a look. Bye, Phil. Thank you for dropping by and you know, being a member as well. Really appreciated keeping the channel running there. Good. Thanks, Francesco. Yeah, Devil Crash, and there was another one before that as well, which I've also reviewed. It's Devil Crash and something else, Demon something or Monster something. Both of those games were pretty good. I do love a good bit of pinball, but I do like the facility, although I quite often miss out on it, to nudge the table. When you think the ball's going to drain, you nudge the table, and then it's like causes the ball to deviate, and then you save that. So yeah, if you're into your pinball, I didn't realise I'd covered pinball tables. The pinball playlist is there. I think there might be 200 ones in there. I'm not quite sure. But some of those PlayStation 4 ones are pretty special. It'd be great if ever I'm in a position where I can live stream some of them. But don't worry, I will always live stream ZX Spectrum stuff. So that will never ever go. At the moment, we've got a 2-hour on Monday, a 2-hour on Tuesday, Depending on how it goes later. Crew Ball was good. Alien Crush, that was it, Mr. Facehead. Well done. Depending on how it goes later, I might very on Tuesday do a 2-hour stream like this, and then do another 2-hour later on for people that are just getting home from work. Spread the love, spread the fun. But it's a lot of work for me to do, but, you know, who cares? It's all about easing the stress, having a bit of fun with it, and there we go. So, yeah, I would like to do this as a job. Oh, that we got it around that time. I would like to do this as a job, and if I can do, great. I think I've got the energy to do that. It's just, you know, the getting the means to be able to do that. It's the trickiest thing is getting known, because retro gaming is very, very competitive. There's lots of people wanting you to watch their videos and stuff they're producing, quite rightly so. I'm doing it almost 8 years. I think I've got to the point now where I think, yeah, Nick, give it big style-y. Do it. Go for it. Sometimes you just got to go for it, haven't you, really? Right. Okay. Right, how are we doing for time? We're almost halfway through the stream, so time's going a little bit quick. So, yeah, but there is going to be a bonus one later on, unless I have a power cut, which hopefully I don't. I don't tend to get power cuts. I can't remember the last one. I think last time I think it was only about 20 minutes. I think when we had heavy snow, I think. Yeah. Good. Right. Shall we... We'll have one last go on this, and then we'll jump into a vertical scrolling shooter game where you control a dragon called Dragon Spirit. That was in 1989, that one. I try to be a pinball wizard. I gradually get better as I go along. Well, actually, sometimes I get worse as I go along, actually. But, you know, it's not expert gameplay, as you know. It's all about having a little bit of fun, and quite often me talking non-stop as if I got something wrong with me. Hooray! Good. Right. You won't get any empty air with me on the case. Perhaps I should be one of those crazy DJs. I'd love it if I've mentioned it before in the live stream. If I could set up a radio station on this, I'd love to do that. With phone-ins and all that sort of stuff. That'd be great. We could have quizzes, but that takes some thinking. That does. But you know, the long run, the long aim, when I can do everything ever, is live streaming a lot. So you know, first of all, it was 2 hours a week, then it went to 4 hours a week, and now it's to be. Let's have a look. This week it's probably going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be 7 hours this week. Good. So that's going in the right direction. We won't play pinball, and I'm never, ever going to run out of games. Phantos, I haven't reviewed that. Yeah, there's a few on the Mega Drive. There's a few mediocre pinball games. I was quite disappointed by some of them. I like to have the playability. I like a few bells and whistles and stuff and bits to do. This is only an 8-bit one, of course, so it is quite basic compared to some other sort of like tables you might come across. So basically, like a table you might see in the 50s, where there's like some big pop bumpers, so they're those three up the top there. A spinner quite often there, and it's like a mechanical one before the electronics took over, and you had like electronic screens and all that sort of stuff, and even holograms. There's a great table that came out a few years back. I think it's called the Wizard Oz. That has to be seen to be believed. So check out a review of that on YouTube if you can do. Yeah. Right. Was that my last ball? No, I've got one last ball left, I think. Yeah, so you know, pinball, you either like it or you don't really. I love it. I can spend time at any sort of like pinball table. I can't quite remember it straight away, but there is one on the ZX Spectrum where you're controlling 4 loads of flippers, and it's like 2 tables joined together, like a really wide-bodied table. There typically looks like one you might see if you went back to the 1950s, like Marty McFly. Yeah, Thanatos. I think that is on the list to review. A lot of you are saying how popular it is. So mental note. Actually, let's. I've got a pen here because quite often I forget stuff. So I've got a pen. I've got a pad. Let's write this down. Thanatos. Is that on the 48K or is that on the 128K? So then, what's Thanatos about then? Is that like what game is it closest to? Let me know. Let me know what to expect. Can I get a decent review out of it? Am I going to struggle and I'm going to be any good at it? What do you think? What do you think? Thanatos. Oh, dearie me. 48K. Okay, 48K. That's good. Yeah. Is it a maze game? Is it an exploration game? Is it a racing game? Is it a quiz game? Could be one of those. Totally unique. Right, well that sounds good already. I do like the unique games. You have to remember, of course, that Street Hassle was a unique game. A side-scrolling dragon game. Okay, is it similar to Saint Dragon then? Is it like a scrolly shooter? Right, what we'll do then, we'll come to Dragon Spirit, which is a vertical scrolling shooter, and you can tell me how similar it is to that game. A shooty dragon game. Okay, right, a great big dragon flying along. It's right. It sounds a bit similar to this one. Maybe I've misunderstood it then. Let's have a look. So I'm going to have a look at Dragon Spirit, not like Nirvana's Team Spirit, I suppose. Dung dung. Right, Dragon Spirit. I can't remember if this is 40k. We'll soon have a look at that. Now, apparently this game had a bug in it, which has since been fixed. That when you got to level 8, it crashed. I think it's been fixed on this sort of like version. You can redefine your own keys, but I think I do know a poke for this one. But first of all, we'll try it without the poke. But already I know it is pretty tricky, like a lot of these fighters was. Well, shooters was, I should say. Right, okay, so we're going to OP, Q and A, fire, M, bomb, spacebar. Right, pause, G, quit. We're not going to quit. Right, okay, there we go. Nick didn't sing Pinball Wizard. Well, you know, I missed out then. That's maybe one for next time. Pinball Wizard. Oh no, don't do that. Right, you haven't come here for my singing, have you? Oh, I thought I redefined the keys then. It didn't work. Let's redefine them again. That's a bit sneaky. O P Q A spacebar this time. M. Maybe that'll sort it all out. Right. Right, please work. Right, it's working. Good, it's working. That's what Anakin Skywalker. So, right, so we're controlling a big dragon here. Is this similar to Thanatos? Or is it completely different? Let's have a look here, right. Now, those dragons below, you're supposed to do a bomb on those ones, a bit like that. This game is good, but it suffers from the same problem that Flying Shark sort of like did, where everything's the same colour. So it's sometimes quite hard to see what you're doing. So Thanatos is not like this at all. Okay, is there more colour in that one? Oh dear. Yeah, I'm gonna struggle with this one just because my eyes are having a bit of bother. Rightio. So back in the day, I don't think I would have come back to this one a lot, but I can see why people would have liked it. Those people that are a bit more skillful at shooters than me. Dragon Breed. We might have covered Dragon Breed. I'll have to check it. We've covered it on the Amiga at least. Did I cover it on the ZX Spectrum? I'd have to do a search and check. Thanatos is sideways. Well, Saint Dragon is sideways as well. Saint Dragon is a bit like got a bit of a towel on you as well. It's a bit like, I don't know. It's like a Chinese mechanical dragon, I suppose. That doesn't make sense. There's no such thing as a Chinese mechanical dragon, Nick. Well, you know. Right, I'm trying to do this properly, believe it or not, and read the comments at the same time. But this just dragon's having a bit problem. I think you can get power-ups in this version where you get 2 dragon heads that fire double the super might. Game over, right? So I'm absolutely hopeless at this game, which has come across quite quickly. So it's time for a poke. I'm sure there's pokes for Thanatos as well, is there? Quite possibly. Right. So this one's by, I'm not sure I mentioned, this one's by Domark in 1989. Yeah, quite a lot of games throughout the 80s. The Spectrum, I think the ZX Spectrum, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the ZX Spectrum's probably got the largest catalogue of games out of any system. Is that right? Would you agree? I'm not sure how many the Commodore 64 had. Is that pushing it quite close? But absolutely a huge amount. So just checking this poke is correct. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I put it in wrong. Right, okay. Oh man, Nicky, sort it out, fella. Right, so let's change this. I put in a 0 when it should be a 201. This is exciting, isn't it? Okay, add that in. Right, put that in there. Right, off we go. There's more games on the Commodore 64, is there, Jason? How many games are there on the Commodore 64? I mean, the Spectrum, I've been led to believe there's about 28,000. Right, I'm not dying this time, which is handy. So we're going to see a bit of this. We're going to see a bit of this game. I'll try and play it properly, but you know I won't be playing it properly. It'd be good if the other levels are different colours or mix it about a bit. Now, this is the sort of game that I'd hope that a homebrewer or someone on the Spectrum next will get hold of and give it a different coloured background, because if they did so, this game would be really lifted by a coloured background. Keep the dragon the same colour maybe, maybe a bit of a board around it, and that would be absolutely fantastic there. But there we go. Also, I've managed to bomb that dragon, which is quite good. Got a few stages on this one. The Amiga version had, I think, had a 2-player option, which was quite good to see. Hopefully, one day we'll get to see that. But I don't know why we're destroying these Brontosauruses. I think I do, actually. If you was on the live stream yesterday and saw the basic game Escape from 1982. That was an interesting game, isn't it? So just from 1982 to this in 1989, so 7 years in the Spectrum's history, we've gone from Escape to games like this. It's a little bit busy. Yeah, you're right, Jason. I agree. A coloured flying shark as well would be quite good. Both those games would be really, really lifted by that. But I suppose if they coloured this in, it slowed down. A game that's really, really hard that we covered on another live stream, but they did put colour in, it worked quite well, was Light Force. A nice Space Invaders, well, it wasn't Space Invaders, it's a vertically scrolling game. It's so difficult, and one criticism of that game is the ship looks a bit like a sewing machine there. But yeah, you're right, Retro Ran. I mean, unless I'm on the water, it's very hard to see anything here, what's actually happening at all, isn't it, really? Let's try and keep on the water, so at least you can see the dragon, and I try and avoid stuff. Right, so it might be a bit better now, but every time we go over the land, it is going to be quite tricky to see stuff. But the game is good. Oh, Tom, was that on the ZX Spectrum, that Joe Blade one? Is that something I can track down, or was it like a PC remake? Cockatony Wilf. Now, Cockatony Wilf, Francesco, is a really, really weird game. I did review that, but I think when the channel was quite new, so that might be like 2015, 2016, I might have reviewed that game. That is very strange. I could do a revisit on that one. There's no game quite like Cockatony Wilf, is there really? Okay. Right, on the PC, Tom. Well, you know, I've reviewed a few PC remakes. Attic Attack, what the one? Night Law, Horace Goes Skiing as well. How many times I would have died here? Quite a few. This game is super tough. Right, so this looks like an end-of-level baddie if ever I saw one. Is he going to spring to life? He is. Right, so shoot this guy. Now, if you've never played this game without a poke on it and had it back in the day, this might be the first time you're seeing this guy. It's very... I mean, the dragon moves quite slow compared to the stuff that's firing at you. So it's a very, very, very tricky game. But I've blown that guy's head off. So Roller Coaster, Cockatony Wilf. Would that be good for a live stream, Cockatony Wilf? Very tricky. I might need a poke on that. But good to see. It's nice seeing the curio games as well as the well-known ones. Yeah, it is punishingly hard, Elf Boy. I mean, I think as a kid, or even now, if you want to, you're gonna have to put in the hours, bunk off school and all that sort of thing. You have to put in the hours and learn the patterns there. And also as well, really, if you can see now, the dragon has turned green. It was blue on the last one there, so now it's a bit hard to see stuff again. You do need to get your ZX Spectrum eyes on this. I'm looking at it directly on the screen. You're looking at it through, well, a live stream, so it might look even trickier to see than what I can see. So a very small degree of the quality might be lost. But there we go. There we go. Tubin. That almost got on the list to have a look at, Chona Baggett. Almost had a list on there. Maybe I might have time to look at that tonight, actually. There, we'll do a later one. Yeah, Dragon Camouflage. Right, okay, let's shoot this. Cool, what are those things? Are they just rounds of toast being fired at me? Who ordered all this toast? Not me. Now the dragon's going to go red, is he? Yeah, look at that. He's green there and he's red there. There's no chance I would have completed this back in the day. No chance at all. Tubin or not Tubin? That is the question. Yes, I can't remember the rest of that speech. The one thing I remember that is to be or not to be. That is the pencil. Yeah. And that also puts me in line of a good Stan Laurel quote, which is, you can lead a horse to water, but a pencil must be led. Oh, dearie me. Those two were great, weren't they? Laurel and Hardy. Yeah, that it's dreadful now, this colour on this thing. They probably didn't expect a kid to get through to this anyway. And I think it's the first time I've seen these erupting volcanoes. I think when I reviewed this game, I think I didn't put a poke on it, so I dove quite a bit there. Yeah, to bin or not to bin. When I first saw R2-D2 as a kid, I thought he was a pedal bin with artificial intelligence. There we go. Whoa! Right, round the volcanic lava. Can I kill that Diplodocus thing? Yes, there we go. Oh, he turned into bones there. them bones, them. Oh, and him as well. Them bones. I haven't been utilising the bombs enough as I tried to sing them bones, them dry bones, dude. What the hell is that thing? It looks like a cake trolley's on its way with a load of scones or scones, however you say it, or some donuts, but we've got past them. Now, how long is this game like? Oh, look at that. Now, the dragon's red on a black background. Now we can actually see stuff. Oh my word. This thing's taking no prisoners. R2-D2 was Dusty Bin. That was off that show, wasn't it? 3-2-1. As a kid, I always wanted them to win the oh, he's blown up quite quickly. I always wanted them to win the Dusty Bin, but they was more interested in the holiday, wasn't they? Do 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 do. No, that was The Price Is Right. What I'm singing. Right. There's some space games which almost made it to the live stream, which we need to look at. There's the Star Wars games, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, and there's also 3D Star Strike, which are great games. Now I probably won't cover them all on one stream, but it'd be good to see. Some of them. I mean, 3D Star Strike essentially was an unofficial Star Wars clone, wasn't it? Really. But there we go. You race a TIE fighter against the Death Star, and you must rain havoc on everyone. Well, only the Empire. Don't rain havoc on the Ewoks or anyone like that. But I don't think the Ewoks are in it until the third game, Return of the Jedi. There's a few Star Wars games that I'm coming to on the SNES and the Nintendo 64. I don't know if you watch those. But yeah, my favourite of them all is the ZX Spectrum because of the nostalgia. Good stuff. I don't know why, but when I play these games, it always reminds me of Doctor Who. I think there must have been a lot of times where I played the ZX Spectrum and then turned it off to rush on to watch Doctor Who on the TV. Or someone said, Nick, turn off the computer. We all want to watch Doctor Who. Down da down 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 da down da down. I'd love to be a modern Doctor Who game, but I suppose there wouldn't be. I suppose there wouldn't be now, with licensing a lot stronger. Back in the 80s, in these Spectrum times, you could pretty much do a game of anything without permission. Now they can't rain down on you like a ton of bricks. I agree with the sentiment there, Jason. R.I.P. Brucey. He was a good performer, wasn't he, really? On a load of shows. Right. I don't think anyone's ever going to complete this game. Yeah. I always hope as well with, in Rogue One when they did a young Princess Leia, I'm always hoping at some point they could look at all the old Tom Baker Doctor Who's, because he was around for 7 years, and CGI him, because he's still around to do the voice. They could CGI him and make some new ones with Tom Baker, and maybe get all the Doctors together again, perhaps. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That would be pretty cool. But you could argue as well it's going to put a lot of actors out of work if CGI takes over everything. When it first came around, my first memory of it was The Phantom Menace, Star Wars, and it looked a bit out of place. But since Rogue One, when they did Peter Cushing's character as well, whose temporarily named character I can't remember, it looked quite convincing, didn't it, really? It looked quite convincing. And the Princess Leia as well, although Princess Leia wasn't in a lot of scenes, and Peter Cushing's character, Grand Moff Tarkin, that was it. His character was in the shadows a lot, so perhaps they had to do that. I think there was some early Doctor Who's, wasn't there? They just had the radio and none of the picture. I think they put static pictures to that. Yeah. When is has it been announced already? When's the next a series of Doctor Who coming out? I suppose, hopefully I haven't got to wait to the Christmas special. I think I've got used to there being a female Doctor Who now. But I think I don't think it should regenerate into another female Doctor Who. Not that I'm against female Doctors. I just seen the character as male. But if she does regenerate into another female Doctor, that'll be okay as well. I just it's what you grow up with, really, isn't it? Like Tom Baker and Peter Davison, my main two. I remember Pertwee just a little bit, really. Yeah. Christmas special. I expect the Daleks will turn up again, won't they? I've got a Dalek which often shows up in the Friday chat. You've probably seen him, but I think I've tamed him now. He often offers good advice. Is this thing gonna blow up soon? Am I wasting my time? Maybe I've got to blow up the eggs. This is like Alien, isn't it? The alien surrounded by the eggs. Right, let's not even attempt to do this. Let's just keep attacking this. Come on. No. Shall we get out of here? I don't think this thing's gonna blow up anytime soon. Maybe it's because we got a poke on it. It's not letting me do it. Yeah. Oh God, is that right? Is that right, Devanil? BBC said early 2022. Oh no. Dalek episode, January the 1st. Okay, okay, that's okay. We need, I suppose the filming has been probably set back, hasn't it, with the corona and all those things going on. Yeah. Right, okay, this thing is not blowing up. So we've had a look at Dragon Spirit there. So we've had a look at a few games, Crackout, Street Hassle, Miami Cobra. Didn't spend too long on Tapper compared to what I was going to do. It is a flower alien, you're quite right, Francesca. Maybe we should have thrown salt water over it like they did in the day of the Triffids. So let's go to homebrew time, I think. Thanks, Retro Rant. He's got a good voice as well. Right, so let's have a look at a homebrew now. We'll look at the Perils of Willy by Alan Turvey in 2020. As I say, this is the 48k version. There is a 128k version if you want to track it down. I think the music might be a bit better on that, but the gameplay is the same. The Perils of Willy, which I didn't know, is based on a game that originally come out on the VIC-20, which I never knew anyone that had a VIC-20 back in the day. It was seen as the poor relation to the other Willy games, but this has been converted really well, and I think it's quite good. I really enjoyed it when I reviewed it there, and he has included a few different versions on here as well. So a good title screen on this one as well. This music makes me a little bit scared, this. You know stuff's going down when you hear music like this. The controls are exactly the same as Jet Set Willy and Manic Miner as well. I did quite well in the review, but I probably lost everything. There were my skills. Right, so he's dressed up as Jet Set Willy. Right, now let's try and work out what to do. So you've got to get, if you don't know this game, it's like Manic Miner and Jet Set Willy. You need to get all the flashy things, but as soon as you've got them all, you don't need to get into a flashing square like Manic Miner. Oh, I've done that wrong already. Right, okay. So I need to go this side. As soon as you've got all the objects, the level will end, and you'll see the time ticking down in that red bar. That's wrong, Nick. Instead of air, it's time ticking down, but it gives you plenty of time of what I can remember. But it's all about getting the timings. Yeah, Rosie, I'd like that. The Juddoon, Daleks, and the Cybermen would be good all together. That would be quite awesome. Go. Right, he's got across. Right, so there is music here, but it's not quite as annoying as Tapper, which hopefully you'll agree. Right, what's the timing here? I can't remember what the timing is here. Let's say that's the timing. Well, that might have been the timing, but Nick, you don't need to do that. So when you lose a life, you have to start the level all over again. Oh man. Yeah, I know. I don't think I did cover this on early stream, did I? Did I cover it on an early stream, Jason? Did I really? I know I covered. What did I cover? I know I covered. I'm going mad now. That Jupiter something. I covered that. Right. Okay. Well, anyway, let's do it. Let's do it again. I can't show this one enough love. Right. Can we have a fatal four-way with the Ood? Yeah, I'd say so. That's too close. Well, I've done it. Yeah. You got me thinking now. Did I cover this in a live stream? I probably did, didn't I? I'm forgetting it. Anyway, never mind. Never mind. A. Right, down we go. What was the homebrew I covered last time since the stream? I don't know, Jason. You got me thinking now. I might well have done. I've reviewed so much stuff in the week. I tend to forget, so I wouldn't be surprised if I have done. It went up on a Thursday, but I don't know if it's the last one I did. Maybe it was. Right, come on, let's work our way through here. That's wrong. Let's get over this flappy duck. Yeah. Thanks, Costado. Thank you. Right, let's get up there. Oops, that's wrong. I was probably quite a bit better, wasn't I, last time, than I am here. See, the longer distance I get away from the game, the more I forget how to do it. Yeah. Good. Just keeping an eye on the time there. So we might squeeze in another game then. There, what we can do. It's always my fear that I might have mentioned this before as well. It's always my fear that I review a game properly on the channel, and it's not a revisited or anything like that, and I forgot that I reviewed it in the first place. And someone say, Nick, you've already reviewed this one. I say, oh right, yeah, right you are. I have. Right. Get the timing. That'll do. I don't suppose Alan Turvey is mine, the maker of the game. It's more advertising for him. So have any of you downloaded this one then? Right, okay. Yeah, this music would have, you're quite right. This music would have worked so much better on Tapper. Definitely. Right. Right, so I've made my mind up now, because the Snapchats come in there, those 2 of 5 and a few other ones there. I will definitely do a stream later on this evening. If you can make it, then that's great. It was supposed to be a Commodore 64 test, but that didn't go quite according to plan. Early on today, we're trying to get it to work. Oh, he's messed up again. Yeah, anyway, we'll do it just for an hour or so. If it goes well, then next week we'll do 2 hours on the Tuesday. Right. Up over that duck. Right, now I haven't got too much of a ledge to work with here. Right, okay, I'm gonna have to be a bit quick here. I'm gonna have to be a bit quick. It's Craftwork does Zeppelin. Yeah, I suppose so. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. I'm gonna have to die here. Die. I think I can't move that ledge a bit further up. Right, okay, so we'll have one last go of this then, because I've reviewed it already. And then we'll probably jump in. That's a good thing there, isn't it? I like to dance with him. Then we'll jump into Mus Pac-Man, I suppose. And we might have a bit of time left over then, because we're so quickly on Tapper and come out the Perils of Willy so quickly. And then I might have to try and think of something. Maybe I should wander around on Jet Set Willy, or maybe have a go of Twins. What do you reckon? Twins is like a picture matching game. I don't think we looked at Twins on a live stream, have we? Let me know if we done so. Perhaps that was my stunt double. My stunt double might have done that. I've taken it to cloning myself now to get stuff done. Oh, he's not learning, is he? He's done that wrong. Right. Yeah. I could so easily do a dance video of me dancing next to him, and also that girl from Just a Gal. She's a bit of a mover. So yeah, okay then we'll maybe have a look at. We'll have zip into Twins into. That's too short, Nicky. Oh man, I've lost all my skills. Yeah, I keep meaning to do a dance video, but there's not enough. There's not enough time. There's not enough time in the day because they take a bit of working out of all the editing and all those sort of stuff. Right. Right, he's done it. Oops, he's done it again. Has anyone played the 128k version of this? I'd love to see what the difference in the music would be. That's perfecto this time round. Right, that looks like the right timing to me. He's over that dog. I mean, that reminds me a little bit of the dog in Monopoly, the counter there. He does look a bit like that. So many good homebrews, aren't there, coming out at the moment? I mean, I'm spoilt for choice each week which ones I look at. Yeah, look at Spectrum Computing when it says newly released games or new releases. Absolutely loads, and that's where I find the majority of them that I look to do. Well, that was a bit close. And I find it a bit hard. If someone said, Nick, what's your favourite homebrew you've reviewed so far? I'd find it a bit tough. There's so many great ones. I mean, there's another good one I need to come to called Bonnie and Clyde, which is a pretty good platform. I need to look at that one as well at some point. Right, okay. Based on that, well, it's based very loosely, let's say, on that criminal couple, Bonnie and Clyde. They were a bit more ruthless than that game, right. The animation on the dogs is pretty cool as well. I think this is where I got up to last time, didn't it, before I died. So I don't know what the story was with this game in terms of the design of Manic Miner, because with Manic Miner he had the miner's helmet on, he made loads of money and then become Jet Set Willy. Now this game, the original one on the VIC-20, precedes, well, at the same time as Manic Miner, so I don't know if he's got his top hat on that one or not. Actually, I do remember now reviewing this one. well done on the live stream. I've messed up again, haven't I? Oh, I got away with that. Oh, I've missed that one up there. I have messed up. Right, okay. Well, anyway, we'll see if we can get that one last somehow. Walk along the ceiling with your sticky hat. That's always good. Yeah. Oh, I can't jump across there. Right. Oh, we can still do it. Yeah, I've done these things out of order, but I can still do it. I can still do it. I mean, we've got plenty of time on this. It's very generous with the time, isn't it? I don't know why. I don't know why some games have timers, some don't. Sometimes you see one that thinks that could really do with a timer, and sometimes you see one where it's a bit of a pointless timer. You mentioned there Starquake. That's a game I didn't quite get on with. You seem to die quite quickly on that one. You had to go around and eat loads of food. It was a bit like Attic Attack on steroids, that game. Oh, Nicky. Whoa, that was just too close. 128k version had a recognisable stairway to heaven. Oh, thank you, Notta Finnegan. Thank you. Yeah. And we're climbing the stairway to heaven. Ooh, and that makes me wonder. It certainly does. I think Rolf Harris did a version of that, but we won't dwell on the work of Rolf Harris. Right, now, this is when it gets a little bit tricky whether I get the right timing or not. Slow down, doggy. There we go. That one should be enough. Doom, we've done it. Yeah, you do have to get the hang of Starquake, really, to be honest. How have you completed Starquake? There's certain games I'd like to be a bit better on. I mean, Saber Wolf is one of them, which I died quite quickly, but not as quickly as I used to die in Starquake. There's probably a little bit of an act to it, isn't there? Really? Okay. If you grew up with it, I suppose that's a bit of a help. Worst things happen at sea. That's one of my ones that sometimes people don't quite understand, which I sort of like love. Oh no, actually I remember this from last time. I need to get those ones up the left last, otherwise we're Doomsville. You get stuck up there. Right, this is screen 5. Over the train we go. Okay. So everyone in the stream, is it the ZX Spectrum stuff you like the most? It's the stuff I like most doing. I know some of you like the Commodore 64 stuff, which unfortunately I can't do for a number of technical reasons. But there we go. But you know, Spectrum is the most stuff that I'll come to. The levels don't have names. That is quite right. Oh, I've died on a tree. We've all done that, have we? No. Why did I even see that? No one's done that, Nick. You just made that up. Oops-a-daisy. Oops-a-doodle. I sound a bit like Ned Flanders then. Oops-a-doodle. Oh, is that a clever thing to do? Maybe not. It would be good with room names. I mean, what room name would you call this? Spectrum is king. Well, I'd agree with that one. Colour clash and everything. I could just have endless fun on this sort of like system. Right. Let's do this right this time, he said. Famous last words. Right, that's better. Right, that's it. Oh, I fell too far. Right, okay, so because we've played that one before, let's jump into Mus is Pac-Man. Amiga's quite good. I think the main computers I owned were the ZX Spectrum, then the Commodore Amiga, and into that Amiga period, or maybe just after, I had a Game Boy Advance as well. And they were the main three for a long time. Until the PlayStation come there, and when I went to the Amiga, I didn't really play the ZX Spectrum at all. I think actually, now you mention that, Tom, I'm getting Wizard's Lair mixed up with Starquake. I think it's Wizard's Lair where your energy moves down quite quickly. Yeah, I think that is right. Okay, yeah. I mean, Spectrum, good stuff. It was re-released, wasn't it? The bread bin as a Commodore 64 Mini, I think. ZX Spectrum, of course, had the NEC, so that was in development for quite a long time. There was a handheld called, well, never come out, did it? A Spectrum Vega Plus, which led to lawsuits and all those sort of things. So, Mus Pac-Man, it's by Atari Soft in 1984. They also did the original Pac-Man, I think it might have been 1984 as well, or maybe a year before, 83. Come out on just about everything, based on the original Pac-Man, of course, from 1980. Which was from Namco. Pac-Man on the Atari 2600 was absolutely hopeless, but they rectified it with Junior Pac-Man and also Mus Pac-Man 2 there. Okay, now I'm hoping the keys are Q, A, O and P. They generally are. We're going to be doing a one-player game. So yeah, the time's really zipped across, isn't it? It's 7:30. 7:30 already. That's amazing there. There we go. Yeah, hello, Manu. Nice to see you there. Good stuff. Right, so let's have a go of Miss Pac-Man. Now, if you want to beat stress, this is the sort of thing to do until the ghosts kill you. When I used to get home from college, one of the main games, because I'd left the Spectrum for a little while, one of the main games I used to play to ease stress was Tekken 2, I think. And I used to put it on easy mode and then beat the hell out of someone and pretend it was maybe one of the teachers at college. Those were the days. Now, what do you think about the sound on this? Is it more annoying than Tapper, or can your earbuds cope with it? Let me know. It is a bit tapperish, but not really maybe to the extreme. I never quite understood Pac-Land, Jason. It did have a few people that liked it, but I like Pac-Man traditional like this. And my favourite Pac-Man game on the Spectrum and the Commodore Amiga is Pac-Mania, where it all goes 3D. Yeah. I mean, Pac-Mania is a great game. I think I've got that on my phone as well. Maybe if we've got time, maybe we can drop in at the end of this stream as well, Pac-Mania also. Right, that's that stage done. I think the maze changes every couple of colours. Or we'll probably come to twins, actually. So we're zipping through them. We're zipping through them to 9. Okay. We get 3 Pac people. I suppose you have to call them Pac people now. Yeah. She's got a bow in her hair. I think Junior Pac-Man on the Atari 2600, he's got a spinning helicopter cap. I don't think Junior Pac-Man made it to the ZX Spectrum, did it? Did it make it to there? Sounds much better than Tackle. Well, I'm glad to hear that, so we're okay. It's kinda on the ears. Wacka 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 wacka. Yeah. Neil, you're disappointed. Why are you disappointed by this, Neil? Because it's the Pac-Man game? Right, okay. We'll have a look at Pac-Mania as well then, at some point. Have I got time to fit that in as well? We're getting a bit tight. Right, now once you've completed the 2 stages, there it shows you a little bit of the story where Miss Pac-Man is meeting Pac-Man for real. Right, diddly diddly dee. Right, now the maze has gone blue. A similar sort of thing. We covered quite a lot of maze games in the streams today and yesterday. As Oh Mummy wasn't there on the 16K Spectrum, which one person in particular really hated in the chat. There was Escape there, and also Horace, Hungry Horace, which I always like because of the nostalgia on it, but I think a few people hated that one as well. But I liked Horace and Hungry Horace, although it was a very flawed game, and one of the mazes was virtually impossible, the way it's laid out there, right? Okay, right. Right, so, come on Nick, let's get that ghost before he goes back to normal colour. How are we doing on this? We're getting square full stops there. Oh, thank you, Neil. You're asking more than 10 seconds with 1 life. Well, there we go. Sometimes it happens. I'm sure it's a fluke. But I'm not, I don't know any pokes in this game. But I'm not akin to using a poke. Oh, no. Look at that. Is that my last life? No, I've got a few other lives, have I? Right, now I need to get up that top bit. I've got no power pills left. Oh, dear. If I get surrounded, it could be trouble. If that one goes down, that's good. I think I've done it, you know. I've given them the... Oh, I thought that yellow was going to go up then. I've given them the slip. But it feels quite nice, this game. It does feel nice to play. I prefer it to... Although it's similar. I prefer it to the Pac-Man Atari Soft did first. I'm glad they did Miss Pac-Man rather than call it Pac-Man 2, which is nice. Thanks, Chona Baggy. That helps. So it's you know, it's getting to a level there in the super chats, and a cool sticker as well. The little blue birdie that looks like he's just come from a tennis match. Actually, I haven't reviewed any tennis games, have I? Would you like to see a tennis game on here on a future stream? Just trying to hit this match point, isn't there, on the ZX Spectrum? Although I was absolutely hopeless on that game. I think I just returned the ball maybe twice on the whole of the review. Right, I think I've used my power pills a bit too liberally here. Down there. Okay. Yeah, so thank you to everyone that's used the super chat function. Julie earlier on used the Ko-Fi, and that came up on the stream, which was nice to see. Only the second time I've actually seen that live in the stream actually happen, which was pretty cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. Because this is helping me going to keep the channel going super strong. The longest stream so far, I think, has been about 2 hours 10 minutes. I think that's quite a decent length for it to be. Though you never know, I might do
a longer one at some sort of like point there. I think once it is going to happen, but I don't know when I start doing a Commodore Amiga stuff, they might warrant a much longer stream. Who knows? The Stunt Car Racer one on Thursday, if I manage to be able to get that up and running, the Stunt Car Racer one on Thursday might be over 2 hours there. So there we go. What was that game you wanted me to look at? we had Twins, didn't we? We were going to have a look at that one. What else was there? My mind is like a sieve again. I worked too hard. I need to have some iron tablets, or maybe about 4 cups of coffee or something. But while I'm trying to remember what that other game was, let's load up Twins. So we're in bonus territory now, because I thought all these games were going to take me right to the end. Tubin, that was it. Right, okay, Tubin. Let's have a look at that. Oh, actually, I don't think I've got that on my computer. That'll have to be that might have to be next week, actually. So it might have to be Twins. Tubin isn't in my list. That's a shame. It must have been when I rebooted my computer. Yeah. Thanks, Neil. That's a good question. On the chat box, you'll see 2 icons. There's a smiley face, and then there's like a dollar box. If you click on that, you can do a super chat, or there's my you'll see on my main page on my channel. There's the PayPal Me one. That's a way of doing just a one-off thing, and also as well Ko-Fi there. So ko-fi.com Njenkin. But all of those links are on my main screen of the channel if you go there. But yeah, super chats in this, and your name flies up there, are the dollar sign. So click on that, or it might be a pound sign. I'm not quite sure. Right, let's have a look at Twins then. If it loads. See, I haven't tested this game. I haven't tested this game if it loads beforehand. Is it 128k? Oh man. Right, okay, right. So I don't know what the keys are here. Space to move. Yeah, because normally I pre-test them beforehand. Right, but it's great music on this. Diddly, play game. Right, it's not going to tell me what the keys are, is it? But this game is all about matching up pairs. Right, it's cube in open. Right, so you see my time ticking down in the middle there. Oh, how do I reveal the? Oh no! Quick! Anyone that's played this game before, I can't remember how you reveal the. Oh right, it's M. Right, okay, right, I've got it now. So I've wasted a bit of time there. Right, come on, Nicky. What was that? So if you're into picture pair games, first of all we're doing road signs. Where was that? That was somewhere around here. Oh man. Nick, you shouldn't have done a memory game this late into the evening. Thank you very much. I've got it now. Where was that one? You're probably going to be screaming stuff now at the television, because immediately that I've turned it over, I've immediately forgotten it. P. Oh, that was a bit lucky. Where was that? That was around here somewhere, wasn't it? Time's ticking down quite badly now. No, not that one, Nick. Those two, there we go. Right, so it should get easier the more these are revealed. That's Beverly Hills Cop, isn't it? That was there, was it? That's there. I knew that. Top music in this. So this wasn't scheduled to play, but we are playing it. Twins. And I think when I reviewed this, I was playing it for absolutely ever. Right, so good. We haven't run out of time. Good. So if you want to track this one down, this is called Twins with an exclamation mark. I think this is full. I find it a bit hard to believe. I got this emulator in 48k. I think it's using the 128k chip in it to do this. Oh, that's lucky. Right. We're road signs again. It will change at some point. Where was that? Oh man. That was there. Right. Okay. Keep going, Nicholas. Keep going. I don't want a memory test, as I say, at this time in the evening. Right, I've got a few. That's there, and that is there. So I do recommend tracking this one down. I really do. Oh, it was there in the last go. Oh, Nicky. Where was that? There we go. Right, okay. Let's try and just focus on that one. We've got enough time. Nick. Brain is going to mush. That was there, wasn't it? Yeah, it was there. Good. This is good. Actually, to stop you, I think this is good as you get a bit older, to keep playing games like this, because then that stops you from going a bit loopy, doesn't it? I think so. Maybe a bit late for me to stop going loopy, but we've got lots of time, and that's the road signs done. Did you have this one back in the day? I haven't got it written down in my notes here, my prep, so I don't know when it came out or who it's by. But I do know it's got brilliant music. I presume it is quite late in the ZX Spectrum's run. The shapes have changed. We've now got planets. Need to get a bit lucky here. Oh, all these are different. Oh, that's right. So that was a gimme. Those two next to each other. There's the planet Earth. We've seen that one before. We've seen that one before as well. Where was that? That was there over there. Right, come on. The more you get, the easier it must get. That was down the bottom somewhere, right? That's there. What's that supposed to be? A comet or someone's dropped their popcorn? Earth. That was here. Good. Yeah. So definitely download this one and test your memory skills. See how bad it is or how good it is. Obviously, I'm in front of all you lot, so yeah. There's a magenta moon there. Now that I've seen that a few times. See, my memory's going a bit to pot now. You'll probably know exactly where that is. It's Nicky, sort it out. Right, okay, I'm gonna get carted away soon, I think, on this. Right, okay, right. So there's only 4 left. Where's that? Is that there? Might have known I'd get that wrong. Right. Do. Right, I'm gonna get it right now. 5th time lucky. Oh, thank goodness, brain. It could be an illegal raid at Hackney Marshes, boy. Let's go. I do fancy dancing to this. Cool. Can you imagine a dance video to this? Well, that'd be mental. Right, I'm hopefully just gonna get some of these at random, but there's no method to my madness. That's probably there, is it? No. You need a bit of luck early on with these games. Where was that? Oh no, he's not having any luck at all. That was there. Right, so there's the first one done. That was, where was that? Oh, I think my brain's totally gone now. Earth, where was that? Nick, just focus on one at a time, and then you'll probably be a bit better. He's gonna run out of green. Right, 16. Right, let's just focus on 16. That's up here somewhere. 16 is that green planet. Let's get that in the bag. There we go. So that's that green planet. If you live on that green planet, comment below. Let's focus on that thing. That's like some sort of nebula, isn't it? Actually, right. So that's a nebula in at 17. That's going to be a strategy. So it weren't those two. It weren't those two. It weren't those two. It weren't those two. Like 17. Come on. It's going to be the last one I look at, isn't it? You just know it. Right, there we go. That was easy. Is this a good strategy? I don't know if it was. I don't know if this is a homebrew game or not. Actually, I think it come quite late in the day. Right. That's over there somewhere. There we go. Number 2. Don't go for a number 2 quite often. There we go. Good. 8. That's that. Right. I'm winning this. That's there. So we're in the red at the moment. That 5's up there. So I did almost run out of time there. There we go. So the planets are done. Yeah. Good. I'm a model and I'm looking good. Right, I could dance to this. I'm a model, you know what I mean. As I shake something somewhere. Right, these are all car brands now. So that's Fiat there. That's Mercedes. That was Mercedes there. I think we're just going with Audi. BMW, right, okay. So it's got lots of different, a variety of pictures. And they do go a bit all over the shop. Yeah. Now, I first heard this music in Lemmings on the Commodore Amiga. So if you're a classical music fan, you'll probably be liking these tunes. Right, okay, that's a bit lucky there. So what's that S? It is a bit product placement, you're right. I think there's I think at some point it gets a little bit difficult, and there's sort of like people's faces. So if you're any good at recognising faces, that would probably be good. Oh, look, I thought that was there then. I immediately forgot what that. There we go. That's that one. What brand is that? Nissan. That was over here. If you're watching Nissan and want to send me a free car from my work advertising it, then please do. Or Ferrari. I don't think Ferrari's there, are they? It's not the prancing horse. Perhaps they worried they would get sued. Do. Seat. Thank you very much. Diddly. Mozart, isn't it? I think it is Mozart. Mozart died about age 31, I think. He was overworked. I'm not saying I'm overworked, but I'm not saying I'm Mozart, and I'm not saying I'm 31. But I wish I was 31. But apart from all those differences, I'm pretty much like Mozart, apart from I'm no good at music. This music always reminds me of Beverly Hills Cop. So this is a nice jolly one to end on, isn't it, really? If indeed we do end on this one. Alright, got it. Well, I say end, but it's already been decided, hasn't it? Because of the super chats that are coming, we're going to do a bonus hour a bit later on. If you can make that, great. If you can't make that, well, thank you for making this one. It all actually helps. Right. Yeah, I think I've used my brain work now. That's the opposite. Oh, I thought that was... I could have sworn that was going to be the right one. It's that one there, right. Where's that? That's around here somewhere. That's up there, is it? Was that 8? No, it wasn't. There's 2 BMWs. Get them in there. Where's that? Fiat. Oh man, I'm good. Right, the amount of times I'm turning these over and immediately forgetting where they are. Yes, time is getting a bit low on the old doofer thing. Doofer is a technical term. That's up the top, thank you very much. As I say, you're probably screaming all those out, but he's just about done it again. This game, easy stress, but the music sometimes becomes louder. It is quite a loud game, this one. I must admit. But as I say, I didn't have time to. Apologies if it is a bit too loud. I didn't have really time to play test this one as I normally do before the stream. But we're on to flags now. We'll just do this then, and then we'll probably say end of the stream. Hopefully you've enjoyed it this evening, and there's a few games that you liked in there, and I try to remember all about flags. Right, I'm not matching up any of these flags. Where was Sweden? There. Right, we've matched up Sweden. If you're from Sweden, then well done. I've matched up France. We've matched up Germany. Right, there we go. So the UK has left Europe now. I didn't vote for it, but then you go. You just got to live with the decision, haven't you? Who knows what will happen? I think if we knew Corona was going to happen, they probably wouldn't have voted for it. But there we go. What can you do? Right, let's matched up those two. I think this might have come out before Crazy Frog, you know. Oh, Nicky, your brain's really gone now. Where's Russia? Where's Spain? Spain's there. Good. Time's now looking bad. Russia's up there. I know that. Where's that? That's there, isn't it? Yes. Italy. Where's that? That's Greece. We know where Greece is. It's down there. Time is up against us. Last one I can do on my own. It's Japan. We finished on Japan. The music's great to have a head bob. Well, I'm pleased. 5 and 11. Thanks, Jamesron. Do. Right. What we're on now? Flags again. Right. Quite often, there's about a half a second delay between me clicking on it and then it coming up on your screens there. There's Japan. Let's just focus on Japan then. You always should focus on this. Japan's at number 10. Come on, Japan. Where are you? Oh, that's good, right. Japan. It's going to be the last one I click on, isn't it? 13 and 12. There's Russia. I should be remembering these as I go through. Oh, it's going to be the last. Oh, there we go. This is probably isn't the best strategy to do this on. This is the strategy of someone that's can't remember stuff. Where was that? That was somewhere around here, wasn't it? No, it wasn't, Nicky. Do 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 do. I think we're going to run out of time this time. I've had a long day. I've been doing stuff. That's what my reason is here. Oh, we're into the red. We're into the red. Sometimes I can't remember where I live. That's my starting off position. I go out for a long walk and think, I come out of here for some reason. Surely. Oh man, you're probably really screaming at the thing now. Right. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to click on that. I wanted to click on 7. Right. Grease. Not the musical. I don't think it plays Grease. Oops, it doesn't look very healthy. There we go. Game over. Game over. So I think we've almost been going about 2 hours now, haven't we, really? We looked at Crackout, which was pretty good. Street Hassle, Miami Cobra GT, Tapper, Pinball Power, Dragon Spirit, Perils of Willy, and Pac-Man. So I think we will end the stream about there. Hopefully you've liked looking at the games, eased a bit of stress. As usual, the 2 hours has really flown past at super speed. It's good that we got twins in there at the end. That was pretty good. So yeah, thank you, Tom. As I say, thanks again. I will say it again. Thank you to everyone that sent me a super chat. That's I can't emphasise enough what a massive help that is, and people that become members. But again, as I always say, the channel will always be free. If you can't afford to do that and you're just getting a buzz of watching it, that's good enough as well. That helps in the figures as well, and hopefully it's easing a bit of stress for you. So as I say, hopefully I'll be back and maybe do 10 to 11. That's the aim. I'm not guaranteeing it, but that's what I'll rush in to do to catch people that are a bit late from work. So I'll say goodbye to you. Thank you everyone for your kind comments and getting involved. It really is appreciated. Thanks Francesco, thanks Tom, thanks Julie, Jane, Tron, Neil, and everyone else in there. And until next time, which could be quite soon actually. Take great care of yourself. Have a wonderful evening if I don't see you later on. And goodbye. Thank you. Neil, I just caught that at the end. I eat afterwards. I should eat before, but eat afterwards. So see you all later on. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Bye bye.